Welcome back to Plot Coven. Grab your coffee, lock the doors, and stay paranoid. In our last episode, we watched the ultimate family fight. We saw the Redfield siblings face the crazy, genetically modified Ashford's twins in the freezing snow of Antarctica. And honestly, it went exactly how we would think. The Ashfords lost everything, and the Redfield siblings flew away in a helicopter like absolute movie stars. But in scary games, a happy ending is never real. When Chris and Claire flew away from that burning base, they were not the same kids anymore. They were no longer the simple teenagers from the American Midwest. Yes, they survived the monsters and the freezing cold, but the next morning, they woke up to a terrible reality. Umbrella, the evil company that ruined their lives, was still alive, completely legal and still running. I am Gilda, and this is Plot Coven. Today, we are looking at the dark, forgotten chapter of the Redfield story. We are talking about what happened right after Code Veronica. How Umbrella finally crashed, and the heavy metal toll it took on our favorite brother and sister. Let's get into it. The war did not end in the ice. It was just getting started. Let's start with Claire, because her life after Antarctica takes a very interesting turn. Think about what normal main characters do in Resident Evil. You survive a scary zombie outbreak, and what do you do next? Usually you join a government secret ops team, but on a military vest with way too many pockets, and buy a massive gun. That is what Chris did. That is what Leon did. That is what Jill did. But Claire looks at all the bloods and violence in Raccoon City and says, "No thanks. I think I will try to help people instead." Imagine the scene. It is late 1999. Claire is sitting in a dark room. A cheap light is buzzing above her head. She's looking at the huge pile of paperwork. She decides to join TerraSave. This is a group that fights for human rights and helps victims of biological attacks. Now, let's be real. Joining a charity group in a world where giant monsters constantly escape from secret labs is a wild choice. But think about why she did it. Claire realized that Umbrella does not just make monsters. They destroy families. They leave behind ghost towns. They leave thousands of regular people with the exact same sadness that she and Chris felt when they lost their parents as kids. But do not think that Claire became weak. She became TerraSave's most dangerous member. If a monster attack happened, she did not just show up with blankets and water. She was a woman who could fix a broken gun in total darkness, steal a motorbike in a burning city, and look a monster in the eyes without crying. She traded her cool denim jacket for a smart office suit. But that tough Midwest attitude never left her. She basically became a helper with a soldier's skills. Meanwhile, while Claire is trying to heal the world, her older brother, Chris, is working on pure anger. The Antarctic mission did not bring Chris peace. It taught him a terrifying truth. Albert Wesker, his old captain, who betrayed him, was still alive. Not only he was alive, but he now had superpowers. and was selling monsters on the black market. Chris became obsessed. Between 1999 and 2003, Chris disappears. He goes completely off the grid. He finds his old partner, Jill Valentine, and together they join a private army to hunt bioweapons. Close your eyes and picture this. It is February 2003. A freezing blizzard is blowing snow across Russia. The air smells like cold metal and machine oil. Chris and Jill are hiding in the snow outside a massive, ugly umbrella lab. This is it, the final base. This lab holds Umbrella's greatest weapon, the TALOS project, the giant cyborg monster controlled by a supercomputer. And Chris? He does not care. He breaks through the doors, fights the giant monster, and destroys Umbrella's last defense. This is the exact moment the evil giant finally falls. The papers are taken, the computers are hacked, and the Umbrella Corporation is officially closed forever. You will think Chris will finally take a vacation, maybe go back home, buy a nice house, and go fishing. Well, absolutely not. When he logs into the main computer to find Wesker, the files are already gone. Wesker had literally walked through the back door, copied all the virus recipes onto a USB drive, and disappeared. Umbrella was dead, but all the scary viruses were now out in the world for anyone to buy. Talk about a total security failure. This brings us to the main point of today's episode, the Redfield Split. Before Raccoon City, Chris and Claire had one simple goal: find each other and protect each other. In the snow of Antarctica, they finally did. But the sad part of the story is that the trauma they survived actually pushed them apart. They chose two completely different ways to cope with the pain. Chris chose the big war. He decided the only way to keep Claire safe was to kill every monsters on Earth. He helps start the BSAA, a global military group. He became a cold, tough soldier who pushes rocks and hunts nightmares. He became the sword. Claire chose the small war. She decided the best way to fight back was to protect the survivors. She focused on the refugees and the children, fighting to save the innocents that Umbrella tried to destroy. She became the shield. They still love each other very much. They are the Redfields. They are family. But the monsters forced them into two different worlds. One became the weapon and the other became the armor. Umbrella was officially dead by 2003, but the danger was not over. The viruses were now in the hands of terrorists all over the world, and both Chris and Claire were walking straight into a new nightmare. If you like these deep stories about the human side of video game, do your part and hit the subscribe button, like the video and join the coven. Drop the secret word, darkness, in the comments below so I can see who watched the video until the end. If you did not do it, I invite you to watch the previous video so you can follow the whole lore. I see you next weekend as we follow Chris Redfield into the hot, sunny nightmare. Until then, lock your doors, stay smart and paranoid. See you next time.